being able to validate yourself and to recognize your worth as a person without needing anybody else to approve of you or validate you. One of the most common things I see from human beings personally, and I speak from experience, so I have to come in from this myself, is that we constantly seek others' approval and others' validation. That's heightened by social media and the popularity contest on there, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. The worst thing about requiring others' approval and validation is it stops other people's progression. It devalues a person that needs to be validated. For example, you might have a great idea. This idea could be bigger and better than you even realize, but without getting approval from someone, without somebody else saying, yeah, that's a good idea, you won't go ahead with it. You won't feel valuable enough in yourself to be able to execute it and make it happen. And if you don't recognize your self-worth, and you don't act without having other people's approval, it becomes a habit. It becomes a paradigm that will never allow you to actually go out there and do something in this world if you haven't got anyone else behind you. If you haven't got anyone else telling you it's a good idea. So that means that when it's just you in those situations in life, when it's just you, you're not going to be able to perform. You're going to need that worth injection. I used to be with this girlfriend. We were only together maybe a few months. It was one of those ones where it was just raw. It didn't make sense, but we didn't care. So then after a time of realizing that it didn't make sense, we kind of grew apart. And the reason we grew apart was because it didn't make sense in the first place. But at the time, I thought, oh, it must be me. And I lost my worth. So I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Do I not look as good? Have I become a different person? Blah, blah, blah. And I didn't feel like I did. But because I didn't have that validation I had when me and the girl were together. And so over the next few months, I made a whole bunch of efforts to try and rekindle that. Over the next few months, pretty much every day, I would get in touch and try and get that validation back. The funny thing was, because I worked on myself during that whole time and I understood how valuable I was. When I was validated again, when she became interested again, I didn't want her anymore. I had recognized my self-worth by this point. And I realized that I didn't need that validation. Even when I got that validation, I didn't care for it. I validate me. I don't need a woman by my side. I don't need a whole bunch of people telling me how good I am. Don't need anybody kissing my ass. Don't need anyone to tell me if my ideas are good or not. Don't need anybody to tell me they like my videos. Don't need anybody to tell me they like me. I like me. I fucking love me. But I love me more than you love me, if you love me at all. Self-validation. If I don't do that and nobody else does that, then I'm not worth anything. Then I'm not validated. Why would I put my worth in somebody else's hands? If you still can't see your worth even after watching this video, I recommend doing this. I recommend for the next few weeks and months, you just go out there and you don't ask anybody's approval or feedback on anything. And you just go out there and you make the moves that you feel like you need to make, regardless of anybody else's input. You're gonna see that things are gonna go just as well, if not better, without other people telling you what you should and shouldn't do. You are worth just as much as anybody else in this world, and you don't need anybody else to tell you that. You don't even need to listen to me. You need to find that out for yourself by having confidence in yourself, believing in yourself, and appreciating your own self-worth, because you can do what anybody else has done, as worthwhile, as worthy as anybody else, and you do not need anybody else to tell you that. And if you feel like you needed that today, if you feel like you needed that validation, if you feel like you needed that approval today, I hope this is the last day that you need it. I hope this video is enough for you to go out there and say fuck everybody, not literally, but just for your sake, because you are worthy. You don't need approval. You don't need validation. You just need to go with your gut and go with your heart and take this all the way. If you like this video, please do share it. Please leave a comment, let me know how you felt about watching it. And of course, don't get mad, get motivated.